This is Twit.
If ever there was a board game called Hitman Go, this would be an incredibly faithful digital recreation of it. And when you play it, you might even ask yourself if it is in fact the digital version of an actual board game, thanks to the incredible attention to detail given to things like the player pieces and the play space boards. But in fact, it's not a recreation at all, just a well-designed, carefully crafted puzzle game with a total board game feel. The game is the latest in a series that dates back as far as the year 2000, and though the earlier releases in the Hitman series were actually third-person shooters, this game takes a completely different approach that is incredibly mobile-friendly. You are Agent 47, and your goal for each level is to move a number of spaces on the board without getting caught, ultimately reaching the target at the end of the level. Turn-based gameplay in this case means that you move one space and then the other pieces that share the board space with you are given their turn. If you can maneuver yourself to land on a space occupied by another piece, then you'll take them out. If you end up in front of them for their turn, they'll likely take you out. Some items on the board are immobile and come in very handy in your pursuit as well. For example, plants are great hiding places if you want one of the moving pieces to pass right by you. You can also pick up objects that can be thrown onto the board in strategic ways to break the movement pattern of other pieces. That'll send them in a different direction and hopefully open up a path for you to continue onward. The levels are carefully crafted, and often there are more than a few ways that you can reach your target. In fact, at the end of each level, you are shown achievement cards that open up the replay value of the game even further. Cards like No Kill or Collect Briefcase send you on a different mission within the level and often change how you play in order to achieve the goal and hit the target. And speaking of the target, sometimes it's simply a special space that moves you onward. Other times, it's actually the incredibly rewarding opportunity to assassinate a particular person of interest. And like I said, Square Enix Montreal really paid attention to little details that make this game a big success. The sound design is minimal and super engaging. The graphics walk a thin line between simplicity and intricate detail. And other splashes make it even more engaging, like when you take out a piece from play, you actually see that play piece sitting out of bounds as if you sat the piece on the floor in front of you while playing the board game. It's difficult enough to be challenging, but I rarely hit a level that I couldn't figure out after some head scratching and good old trial and error. Now, Hitman Go costs $4.99 in the Play Store, and while that may feel steep, there were no cut corners with this release, and I feel it was definitely worth the price. There are in-app purchases listed, but have no fear. They don't hinder your performance if you choose not to buy them. They basically allow you to instantly solve impassable levels, but then doing that would take the fun out of it. Don't you think? I hope you enjoy this puzzle game as much as I did. Seriously, I cannot put it down.